Clicking recording. Alright, you lazy DPL fucks. Here we are for week 4 pick'ems. It's me and Mr. Garmus again. Probably be a pretty quick video. We're not playing each other, so there's like 2 matches. One of us isn't going to say a lot on. We're going to just jump right into match 1. Mr. Me versus Blitzit. Both of us are 2-1, top of the league right now, so this is kind of like a battle for first in my mind halfway through the season. I'm not going to say a lot because obviously I'm in the game. Blitzit is an insane prepper, so I don't really want to expose anything. Garmy, got any notes for this matchup?
Yeah, it seems pretty clear to me that this is going to be the match of the week, and it seems like there's really one thing that's going to stand in your way of having a good time, and that's this Corbinite mon in the top right. Corb is kind of the great defender in this matchup, giving Boulder, Scizor, Zarude, most of these mons a hard time, and I'm pretty sure unless you happen to click Flamethrower on Wake, I'm pretty sure it can sit in front of that as well, and then either roost up or pivot out into something like Bundle that's just going to have the advantage and kill it with a 4 times effective freeze dry. So it is looking tough going into the match for both teams. From my point of view, as soon as you handle this core with either this Heatran or this Electros, it really opens up the team and gives you the edge. So no pressure. I have you down as my pick'em for the week.
No.
Just because the things for you to break are a little more telegraphed. Like it really seems like once you handle Corv, Scizor looks good, Alomomola looks good, even Sandaconda looks good, being able to switch into the Hisuian Arcanine and the Okidogi like without a problem, which I do anticipate at least one of those coming to try to break this Screamtail, which is going to sit in front of these mons. So that's what I've got here.
Okay, I'm just going to say, fuck webs. My homies don't bring webs. All right, let's get out of here.
Dude. Webs are fake. Webs are fake. Look at that cutie fly.
Yeah, well, my off is abysmal, so that's my biggest threat that I'm going to reveal right now. I go into match 2. We've got Ryan, who picked up his first win previously this week, versus the Stall Kings, who were undefeated up until they ran into this wall that is Ryan. We also have him playing Mort, who's on a bit of an L streak. One addition or change, this Ryan guy did drop Cresselia and pick out Crawdon the week he was playing Slowking Galar, so I don't want to say counter teaming, but it was a little counter teaming. For me going into this game, I don't even really know too much on what I think is crazy here. I think it looks pretty even. Like, these setup guys are a threat for more Valiant, stamina boosting Archelodon. There's an unaware Claude that could be a bit of a problem. There's not really a water type to abuse this Claude for being unaware. Mandibuzz is a great switch into like Rillaboom and Chandelure. Even with those 3 types, given Chandelure, it doesn't really do a lot. So Basculin looks good then, but Basculin gets kind of countered by Serp. Goldango kind of doesn't do a lot here, but it also can kind of sit on like Gliscor and stuff. Not if it's an Earthquake and whatnot, but I don't know. This just seems like a real 50-50 game for me. What are you thinking, Garmy?
It's pretty close to me as well. It seems like Ryan really wants to bring either Blastoise or Crawdon for this Gliscor mon.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of opens up how to more answer that, and it looks like it's either Rillaboom or it's Terragrass Chandelure, which looks really good here with a Choice Scarf. We also have, like you mentioned, the Clodsire. I think Gliscor looks amazing in front of the Clodsire, because even if it's unaware, like, Clodsire doesn't do anything to Gliscor. Gliscor doesn't care about being toxic. He, in fact, is already toxic. He's immune to the Earthquake. He resists the Gunk Shot, so it's just like Gliscor is a perfect switch into Clod, which makes it almost... I don't even want to say tougher to bring in my mind, because Clodsire looks really good into a lot of these mons, especially just being so spadef for like Archelodon, like Iron Valiant, Raikou,
Chandelure.
right? But the Raikou and the Valiant definitely give more great speed tiers, with Ryan's only thing above 100 being Superior, and I'm not even sure Superior really wants to come. Like maybe if he wants to kind of just cheese Leaf Storming on grassy terrain.
Yeah.
Or just like glare spamming against the team. I do think Basculin looks pretty good here, and I even think I had originally written down Terra Rock for Gouging Fire, because if this Basculin's Choice Scarf is still going to outspeed Gouging Fire at +1, but I think losing adaptability on the water move is actually worse. I'm going to go ahead and say I think Chandelure is the Terra, and we just bring Basculin with a Scarf to threaten Gouging Fire, to threaten Mandibuzz. If Claude reveals it's not water absorbed, to threaten Claude. And that's pretty much what I'm looking at. I have Mort here with the edge, even though he's on the loss streak, and Ryan just defeated the previously undefeated team. I think Mort absolutely has opportunities to play this game right and to come out on top.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put my 55% win chance on Ryan. I think they both can win it, but I think momentum might be going for the Ryan guy, and I don't know. I gotta see some more passion out of this Mort guy. The last 2 weeks haven't convinced me.
That's true. There's a big thing to say about the coach element, and and I agree. I mean, you played him last week, so you guys got to talk in post. So yeah, I want to see the passion come from Mort as well. But I think if he brings the passion, he's a force to be reckoned with.
I wish Jaden would watch this video, bro. He'd be so happy that we're talking about passion right now. If he could even make it to this point.
He might watch all of our videos, man.
I don't think he does. All right. Next matchup, we got Marcus versus Riot. Marcus, obviously. Okay, you start, brother.
I wrote down two things.
Yep.
I wrote down I'm coming for you, blood, and Papa hungry.
Oh, well, Rillaboom's not on this team, so that's looking tough. Jesus Christ. All right, yeah. So basically what I'm seeing here is I really like Great Tusk, but it doesn't do a lot into Lando. It also is kind of scared of this fucking Suicune guy down there. We do love this Clef kind of sitting in front of some stuff, but Steel Umbreon could be kind of annoying. I feel like you guys wouldn't really break each other unless he's like Terra Blast. And then just in general, I'm not seeing... Like, I feel like a lot of things you have, his switch-in wants to be Lando. So, I think this Lando's key for Riot. Not that you're going to, spoil anything, but I feel like, like, he wants to U-turn to his own guys. He wants to try and get this Raging Bolt in on either of your flying types. Maybe not the fucking Defiant Thundurus, but, like, Lando wants to come in front of Cinderace. It wants to be in front of Great Tusk to intimidate both of them and not take a good hit. I feel like he's got to play this game through Lando, and there's obviously a bunch of threats around it. And this G-Weezing guy also is a bit of a problem, but not really for some of these other mons. I feel like the matchups this week are getting tougher because the league's getting played and everybody either has a win or a couple losses. So like it's kind of hard to say, oh, I think this team's headed this way, but I'm going to say you're going to bounce back from the Garmus loss streak and cook up some absolute heat after getting smoked by Blitz this past week. And I'm going to give you the 55-45 win over Riot.
Tough call indeed. We didn't have the Riot and Cal game to go off of at the time of making the video, so we haven't really seen how Riot's handling his 1-1 record. He could absolutely dominate Cal and look like a force to be reckoned with, or he could come out tied with me at 1-2 -4, which I asked him to do and told him I would Venmo him. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Getting paid, love that. Let's go to our last match of the week because we're only an 8-man banger, so it's not that hard. We got Leo versus Cow. Now Leo is obviously the triumvirate of the Stall Kings this week. Since he has not played a game yet, we're going into week 4. This team will be loaded up by Iceman on Leo's Switch, and Cow will be the opponent. What are your takeaways so far, Mr. Marcus?
So when I'm looking at speed tiers, Sneasler obviously stands out. It outspeeds everything, and then it has the ability Unburden, which lets it guarantee that it outspeeds everything. And Prio is looking pretty lacking on the Leo side. So the question for Sneasler becomes, how do you break the two mons that give it the hardest time, which are Glowking and Zapdos?
Yeah.
So in my mind, Samurai Hisui is going to be instrumental in breaking the Glowking, plus it has the advantage against Hatterene as well, being Cow's way to guaranteed set up hazards against the other team and not have to worry about Magic Bounce. And Zapdos looks like two mons, one of which I haven't seen come yet, and I'm really looking for it to come this week. Pekkarunt could give it a really hard time just by being its 88 base everything. We're not really talking about defense here. Just toxic, confusing. Like Zapdos doesn't want to be toxic. Pekkarunt being a poison type is going to guarantee toxic it. But if I know Cow, he's probably just going to go for the Malignant Chain version anyways. And then hex spamming is probably going to be able to bring it down. I don't really see a lot that can switch into it anyways, minus Inchino if it comes. Crook could, and Crook does look kind of good into Pecker Hunt, but again, with that 160 defense, like, it could go either way. But the mon I want to see come is Rotom Heat, which has a perfect ability to sit in front of Zapdos and click Pain Split, Nasty Plot, whatever it really wants to click. It could just Volt and get into something safer. Rotom does have a kind of tough time because with Ogerpon, he wants to be Ability Shield to immune the Stomping Tantrum.
Yeah.
And that means that his team overall is a lot more pressured by rocks. So without having any off, I think the Stall Kings have a clear way to pressure Cow's team. But I think Cow, again, like I said, with your matchup, he has the tools he needs to break the walls that stand in front of the sweeper. So I want to give this one to Cow. I think Cow could just do that, right? He could just pressure the Glow King, and he could pressure the Zapdos, and then Sneasler can just go wild.
I could be wrong, but I do believe Klefki still has Defog. I think. I might be wrong.
I don't think so.
They might not, but I really thought Klefki still had Prankster Defog, one of the few in this gen. Let me see if it shows us on here. Oh no, it doesn't. There's no Defogs. Oh, yeah. If this planner is to be assumed correct.
No, I'm on Smogon now. It doesn't have it.
Do they both not have Defog? There's just no off on these teams?
Well, the Stall Kings have Tidy Up.
Tidy Up out of Cinchino.
Yeah. They have Tidy Up, and they also have Magic Bounce out of Hat. So, like,
there's ways.
They can get rid of hazards. But if they get rid of hazards, they get rid of it for both sides.
Yeah. I will say, there's a couple guys that we haven't really seen going into week 4 on the Leo squad. I don't know if this Cinchino has been in a game, and I don't know if this Crook has been in a game. Would love to see them get in there. They're just kind of going to depend on what they can do in the 6 that gets brought. But Cow's team is very threatening, and Cow loves to play for the cringe shit, aka flinches, drops, confusions, and stuff. So, if you can't tell via his Samurott, Pekkarunt, and Sneasler what kind of shit he likes to play for. It's hard because I feel like if I were to say this was going to be Styx controlling, the game would be, kind of 50-50 because Psycho is a freak. Leo is kind of like the mid-ground coach. Like, he is pretty decent and can make some plays, and sometimes he makes odd plays if he kind of forgets his prep. And Iceman is the fucking wild card, bro. You don't know what Iceman's showing up. He might just click, or he might come pretty prepared, or he might just stay in because fuck you. So I'm gonna say I think Cal wins, but I don't know. This Larry guy, he's I can't read him sometimes, so I'm just gonna let that one go. But I do think if Cal gets on the back foot, it's gonna be hard to pull back because of these double regenerator fucking freaks. But that's only if Iceman's playing it properly. So we'll see what happens.
That's true. I just exactly what you said, like Iceman being the wild card. I think that exactly plays to Cal because he's doing the same thing. He is not reading the opponent and saying, I think he has to do this. He is just like, all right, my Ursaluna Blood Moon is in. I'm going to click the 140 BP move. You know, like my Latios is in. I'm going to click the Draco Meteor.
Real. It's very possible. But yeah, we will see what happens there. Any of the DPL viewers were all depressed that my video got lost versus Mort. I made a fucking slideshow, so I might still upload that and then have a small thing after just talking about how very ass we are at recording. But I honestly might just kind of leave it alone and we'll see what happens from there. And gotta make sure I record my Blitz game, bro. I need DPL content out of myself. Can't believe my week 3 game is missing.
So sad.
Yeah, we're all depressed. Me much more than the others, but that's all right. We're gonna get out of here, and we will see you guys for week 5 Pick'ems. 07 DPL out.